Hey y'all, it's your girl Flourish. Yes, I'm back. I know it's been a hot minute. I've been out working on self, having a whole spiritual vacation. It's been pretty awesome. But I'm back. Pluto retrograde, is pushing me back into full effect in a new and improved way. So I just came on here because I want to drop y'all a message and spread some love and some insight and wisdom. I know that everybody is not fully aware of, astrology. Like everyone is not mentally, I don't want to say the word equipped, but everyone is not on the same level as some of these high level astrologers, so we don't always understand certain things. So I just want to break things down in layman terms for you. Like what is the Pluto retrograde look like, right? So Pluto going out of Capricorn into Aquarius. First of all, you want to think about Aquarius, you think about groups, social events, you think about somebody that's very intelligent, somebody that's very insightful and full of wisdom. Pluto coming out of Capricorn, it's like coming out of that, you just a one man representing a whole company. Or now it's going to be, you're going to see a lot of community based, a lot of tribal based companies and partnerships and things like that, right? So it's really about coming into unions, different unions, friendships and partnerships with people that are like-minded spirits. Before, you could have two partnerships and they believe in totally two different things, but now with the Pluto energy in Aquarius, you have to work with people that are like-minded, people that are like yourself, people that hold the same morals and life lessons and life experiences. I'm not going to say that y'all are going to go through the same things or you're going to look at everything the same way, but the agenda is going to be the same. The way that you build your company up is going to be of similar standards. So let's get into the message. I know it's been a lot of energies from just the start of the year, the start of the spring equinox. It's been a lot going on. So let's just break everything down. This top card's popping out. All right, so boom. It's going to be a lot of changes in regards to old habits. So if you find yourself feeling like, what am I here? What is my purpose again? I know that we've been there before. What is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be switching up your mindset. You're supposed to be switching up your surroundings. You're supposed to be switching up the people that you speak to. So if you find yourself around a lot of people that have that scarcity mindset, because that's the card, scarcity. If you find yourself around a lot of people that have scarcity mindset, or if you find yourself having a scarcity mindset, it's going to break that shit up. Now it's time to break that shit up. You're either going to stay in that, and that's going to be who you are, and that's going to be your purpose because that's what you chose. Because remember, we have choices and decisions, and we have the right to choose what we want to do. So if you have the scarcity, I'm worried it's not going to work out, I don't know, then that's what's life going to be for you. But if you choose to switch that up and have that prosperous mindset, then that's what it's going to be for you. So for me, I'm going to be honest, this reading is for you, but it's also for me as well. I choose to have the prosperous mindset. I choose to feel like just going with the flow of things, just riding the waves. These are clouds back here. So let's be in a cloud. Some people say, oh, that's delusional to think that way. Well, I'd rather be delusional, positively delusional, rather than to be realistically dreadful, or realistically drowning, or realistically a Debbie Downer. I'd rather be up in a high vibrational mindset and a high vibrational positive thinking everything is going to work out the way it should be, rather than, oh my God, nothing is working out for me, why is this happening to me, me, why. Let's change up the mindset, and it's going to change up the experience. All right, let's go. All right, so It's time to get grounded. It's time to ground it. It's time to lay the foundation of what we want. If there's things that we know we need to change, if there's things that we know we need to work on, it's time to start planting those seeds for the foundation. You know, it's time to start nourishing. Look, I got my plants in the back, so it's giving me what I need. It's time to start nourishing the soil. It's time to start planting those seeds for the things that you want in life. If you want to be more healthy, it's time to start planting those seeds to be more healthy. Buying the groceries in your house that you know is on more of a healthy base, rather than buying that junk, SHIT, that you know you don't want anymore, right? So take action. And both of these cards that came out is 33, so it's giving that master energy that it's time to build something. It's time to take heed of the things that we learned. You know, with the 3 energy being of Jupiter, that's insight, wisdom, that's spirituality, that's travel and things like that. So all the things that we have learned, the things that we have picked up over the years, over time, the lessons that we have learned and the things that we have experienced, it's time to really take that into consideration and put it to work. You know, channel that energy into something positive, channel that energy into the things that you want, rather than, you know, keep learning everything, but you're not putting anything into perspective. You're not putting anything to help you to transform and to transcend into what it is that you're learning. Yes, we have so much information now. Like, we have social media, we have different outlets, we have different people that we listen to and we get, you know, words of wisdom from. But how are we implementing it? So now it's time to start grounding in that. It's time to start grounding in that. It's time to change the mindset and ground in what it is that we, you know, what we want, what we're manifesting for ourselves. All right. So with this energy, it's a lot of healing taking place. It's a lot of us tapping into, and 3 cards came out. It's a lot of tapping into, you know, the shadow side. It's a lot of tapping into the different emotions that we feel. Sometimes we may implement healthy ways of emotions, ways of being emotional and ways of expressing emotions. But then there are times that we have a negative way how we handle emotions. And what does that look like? What am I getting? The first one, being stubborn, emotionally stubborn. That's somebody that just shuts down and says, fuck this, I don't feel like dealing with this. And sorry for the language, but it's true. Somebody that just says, screw this, I'm not dealing with this. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to focus on something else so that I don't have to really understand what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, and just, you know, I want to move on from this experience. That's not healthy. We need to break it down. We need to process it. I'm not saying that you have to let everybody know what's going on with you, or you have to share with everybody, but you need to be sharing that stuff with yourself. Sometimes, we have a tendency to be over emotional. You know, everything causes us emotions, anxiety, frustration, agitation, and we're taking it out on the world, the people around us in our household. I will be the first to say I have a bad habit of that, but it was a learned experience that now I'm working with both my inner child and both myself today, so that I can be a step closer to that higher self, that higher vibrational person that I am aspiring to be, right? So we have to start processing the rage. And rage is not just anger. Rage is, you know, emotions that are built up. Rage is things that are blocked, things that we have put in our unconscious or subconscious minds, so that we don't really have to figure out or deal with what's happening to us, or why we're dealing with this the way that we're dealing with this, or why are we handling these people that we're handling, or why do I have so many triggers? Why is there so many things that trigger me the way that they do? Like, it's time to start tapping and tackling them and breaking that stuff down. and letting go of those old habits. There are things that we have done habitually over the years. You know, people of all different ages, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. People that you come into this walk of life, and we tend to start forming habits. This energy of the Pluto Aquarius, that shit is it's a done deal. It's breaking it up. Like if you have a spider web, look, if you have a spider web, it's time to tear that shit down. It's time to get that dust out that stuff, because you're betraying yourself. The betrayal card came out. Staying stuck and stagnant in those habits you're betraying your growth. You're betraying the evolution. It's time for ascension. It's time for affluent ascension. It's time for a divine rising. It's time to rise to the occasion. So with the energies that is taking place now, it's shaking shit up. Like, listen, Pluto, you know that Scorpio energy, like scorpions, it will sting you. The things that you continuously are taking on and portraying and being and holding on to, and the nasty habits and the nasty attitude and the nasty mindset and the nasty being unorganized and being unclear with yourself and others and not having balance in all different aspects. Those things are keeping you stuck. They're keeping you stagnant, and now it's time to evolve from that. It's time to be more of the high vibrational Scorpion. It's time to be a spider and be able to just change your habitat and change your energy for the better, for the higher, for the good, for the greater good. You know what I mean? Because listen, yes, we all have a Chiron in our charts. We all have a wounded healer within us. We all are wounded healers. And what do I mean by that? We go through things to learn the experience and learn the lesson and figure out for us okay, I went through this, but look, I overcame it. Listen, I broke my toe last year. I think some of you know, some of you don't. I broke my toe last year. I could have been like, oh my God, my toe is broke. Ooh, I was up and out. The doctor kept telling me I needed to sit down, that I wasn't going to heal. But I knew for me, if I sit down, that's just going to make it worse. So when you're going through something, when you're wounded, when you have something broken, it's time to go into what's the solution to fix it. So there are times that we have habits, we have energies around us, we have people around us, but we have to think of it like this. What do I need to do to overcome this? How can I get out of this? How can I better myself? I don't like this feeling. What do I need to do to heal myself from this feeling? What do I need to do to come out of this experience that I'm having right now that I really don't like, that I want to shift, that I want to change? Let's not sit there and wallow in it. Let's not sit there and dwell in it. Let's heal thyself. We have to heal thyself. And then once we heal thyself, now the part of Pluto and Aquarius, remember I said it's about community, it's about tribe, it's about people, it's about love, it's about growing together as equals, as one, as, you know, once you heal thyself, now you can say, listen, I see what you're going through. It feels similar. I'm not trauma bonding, but I'm telling you that this is how I got out of it. I'm not saying that that's going to be how you're going to get out of it, but I'm just going to let you know that I am somebody that did experience something that I see that you're experiencing. Listen, let me help you. Let me give you a word. Let me give you some insight. Spirit got something to say for you. Your ancestors is chatting through me to you. Let's help each other. Let's get to where we need to get. Let's get to the spiritual bag. We always talk about money bags. Let's talk about the spiritual bag. Let's talk about the spiritual income that we want to have. You want to grow. And what do I mean? By heightening your frequency, by heightening your vibration. You don't want to stay stuck and stagnant in that energy that you were in. It's time to elevate and increase the energy. And by doing that, you're going to attract and increase the vibrations around you and around your community, because you guys are going to start growing together. If you have the right people around you, that's why when I'm up here, I don't be like and subscribe to my video. Listen, if the video is for you, you're going to like it. If the video is for you, you're going to subscribe to me. If you feel my energy and I resonate with you, you're going to subscribe. I don't have to say it. It's going to happen naturally. I want to attract things. I don't want to force it. I don't want to I want to attract, the energy that's supposed to be in my surroundings, in my space. So that's what this energy of the Pluto going into retrograde in Aquarius. That's what we got to look forward to. And it's a beautiful thing because, listen, it's all about healing. It's all about growth. It's all about elevating. It's all about evolving. We don't want to stay stuck. We don't want to stay stuck. Boom, here goes another thing. Let go. Let go. It's grief. We have grief. We have grief. We have losses that we have taken financially, energetically, in a heart chakra way. We have lost a lot of love. We have have a lot of pain. We've gone through a lot of different things in life. Some of us have had a hard childhood, a hard teenagehood, a hard adulthood, but it's time to let go and move forward. Let go and let God. And what does that mean for me? Let go and let my higher self lead me. Let my higher self lead the way. Let me stop trying to think that I know it all. Listen, I make a lot of mistakes. I'm human. I'm a human. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. So there are times that I go through shit. I don't know it all. So you have to let go and let the higher self lead you. Follow the higher self, because the higher self is not going to lead you wrong. You also have to tap into and process that grief that you're feeling. You cannot just be grieving and not know why you're grieving. Like, why am I crying right now? Like, why does it feel like something hurting? That's another thing too. A lot of us are going through rebirths. And what does that mean? That a death has to take place first. A death has to take place first. So when you're going through a spiritual ascension, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you have to understand that it's not going to be all glitz and glam. Like, there's levels to this. It's so many levels to this. You're going to go through depression when you really realize like how lost you've been. You're going to go through a high, like, oh my God, everything's so beautiful. It's all amazing. You're also going to go through a down point again. Like, am I doing this right? Am I following things, or am I healing the way that I need to be healing? I feel like I could be doing so much more. Give yourself grace with all of this energy that we just spoke about. Think about it. It's a lot to work on. It's a lot to tackle. It's a lot to tap in. But guess what? We understand the assignment. So give yourself grace. Take time. But just be consistent. Be consistent and be persistent. Don't be obsessive. Be consistent, persistent. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, let me get an Ashe card though. Be persistent and consistent. Persistent and consistent. Persistent and consistent. And you already know, you got to practice those positive affirmations as well. I am divine. I am aligned with my being. I am aligned with my purpose. I shine no matter what. I understand and embody all things that are meant for me and that shall be. What shall be shall be, and so it is. We have to be aligned with the things that we want. We got to speak life into ourselves, not death. The scarcity mindset again. Because listen, look at the scarcity mindset. You could be young and making yourself old because you're just worrying and stressing yourself out. Not only that, the food and the, anything that we intake is, you have to think about everything. Food, energy, people, what you're talking, what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're watching. All of that is feeding this being. Watch what you're feeding yourself. Watch what you're feeding yourself, because it's going to come out. Look at that. Two people. It's giving union. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be platonic. It's giving union. It's giving companionship. It's giving partnership. It says the courage of your love. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. Your heart is strong enough to overpower old patterns. Surrender into love's sanctuary without conditions or equivocation. You are not to give in to shaming stories that cast your regal, lion-like nature in the falsehood of victimization. or powerlessness. Roar at such lies until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath. Assert the dignity of your own heart and soul. Listen, you are not powerless. Stop falling. This goes into with this grief. You are not powerless. The experiences that you had, there were lessons. There were things to uplift you out of what you've been through. It's to teach you, what you need. What you had wasn't what you needed, and now you must learn now what you need to elevate. You are not powerless. You are very powerful. You have courage like the lion. You have courage like the lion. So stop it. Keep speaking light into yourself. Remember, light is equivalent to the fire. It says, let me read that part again. It says, fire of your holy breath. It says, roar at such lies until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath. Assert the dignity of your own heart and soul. So what do you want for yourself? So you need to start speaking it to yourself. I just seen an interview with Mary J. Blige, where she was stating that one of her songs, Good Morning Gorgeous, I think that's the one. She said she didn't feel gorgeous, but she kept telling herself that, speaking that affirmation into herself until she felt that way. So that's what we have to do. Listen, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. In regards to speak the life into yourself, even when you don't feel that way. Speak that light and that life into yourself so that you can recreate and remold your life into the experience that you want to have. Instead of continuously falling into this grief, being angry, holding yourself stuck and stagnant, being wounded instead of being the wounded healer that you are. Heal those wounds. Don't just be wounded. Ground yourself into the beliefs, into the morals, into the standards, into the life that you want now, and switch up the scarcity mindset into a prosperous mindset. Listen, that's what we're doing. Now, I'm going to pull one of my gateway of light activation to see where we at right now. Let's see where we at. Boom. It's the Earth Star activation. After you're grounding the divine feminine, you're grounding the divine masculine, you're grounding into what you need to know. It's giving energy. You have to activate that energy. You have to anchor that energy. Don't be all, I'm just going where the wind blows me. Yeah, we can go with the flow. You can be flowy, but there's a balance to everything. There's a balance to everything. So it's time to cast out the anchor and get grounded in wherever you're at now. Fix it up. Shake that shit up. Let's take that mindset and prosperity, activation, divine ascension. Be where you want to be, not where you were. I love y'all. Flourish is back. Peace, love. I will see y'all soon. Listen, the messages I will be giving now is just, it's going to go with the flow. I'm not going to set a date or a time. Listen, if you liked it, you know what to do. And if it wasn't you, if it didn't apply, you already know. I love y'all. Peace. Flourish. Out.